I'm in San Bernardino at the one and only San Bernardino Golf Club, and I'm here with Tom Self. Now, Tom, tell us a little bit about, first of all, what you do here.
I'm the general manager. I'm also the owner. And general manager of a golf course means I'm responsible for the food and beverage department, the golf course, of course, and also the grounds and the teaching and how people are treated. In other words, I'm responsible for the whole thing. The buck stops with me. And it is my job also to try to present the golf course in its best light, and that's why I have you out here at the entrance.
Sure.
Because this is people's first impression as you walk in. On the right they see a world-class driving range. I'm saying that because that's what Dave Stockton deemed it so. That's a world-class driving range. And then as we come here to the golf course, here is our practice putting green.
Before we walk in, let me ask you this. How long has the golf club been here?
The golf course has been here since 1967.
Wow.
And it was developed by William E. Leonard, who was very prominent in the city. He died just a couple years ago. And he is the one that developed it. He was having trouble the first few years. He was losing quite a bit of money, so he went to the person that he felt knew more about golf than anybody, and that's Gale Stockton. And Gale Stockton was also one of the developers of Arrowhead Country Club. And so Gale told him, well, I brought somebody with me that I want to help you run the golf course, and that's when they hired me. And that was in 1970. We did pretty good the first few years, but my job was to help him sell it to somebody. And he finally found a very good buyer in Dr. Ivan Grossman, and that was in 1981. And he sold it to Dr. Grossman. And Dr. Grossman was just what the golf course needed. He had the money and the desire to really make it go. It gave it some real good stability. And Dr. Grossman made it possible for me to buy the golf course.
And when did that take place?
That took place, I've been a part owner since '94. I actually came here as a team, my wife and I, Florine and I. We met here years ago at the golf course, and she died a few years ago, but she was terrific as far as my partner in managing this place. She was the real manager. And I had the desire for the game and the love of the game, and I've always felt that the history of the game and so forth played such a big part in somebody's enjoyment of it. So I try to nudge a little history into every golfer that comes through here. Like right off the start, you'll see that sign that says St. Andrews so many miles away, and that's where golf started.
Yeah.
So that gives you a short little sum of it. There's a lot of history here too, because you'll see a lot on the golf course. You'll see a lot of well sites, and they're all owned by the city of Riverside. And this golf course is mostly on leased land.
So the city of Riverside owns the well sites here in San Bernardino?
The city of Riverside actually owns 60% of the golf course.
Oh, wow. And
they've owned it since like 1892, the land. And what they did was buy all the well sites of the Old Gage Canal. That's 19th century water company. And so these wells out there supply drinking water for the city of Riverside.
Now you were talking about the history. Give us a little bit of like some of the players that have come through here and played here before.
Well, Dave Stockton, of course, grew up here and so forth. And his dad, Gale, is who I mentioned before, is by far the most prominent. When we opened, had the grand opening for the new management, which was Gale and I, and Mr. Leonard had put together in 1970. That exhibition was with Alan Geiberger, also, who's a former PGA champion.
Yeah. On the golf course too, I've played out here, I believe, twice. And last time I was out here, it was for a shotgun tournament. And it was funny, I noticed the course is pretty flat, pretty level, not a whole lot of hills going on or whatnot. So nice. And like you said, it was a very, I don't want to say newbie friendly, but it's a very friendly golf course.
Well, you notice on the sign out there, the back part of it, or the bottom part of the sign, I said it's a golfer friendly course.
Yeah.
And I meant that also to mean that the people that you're going to meet here are friendly.
Yeah.
The employees and so forth are bent on the fact that they want you to have a good experience here. And but you just meet nice people on a golf course.
Sure.
But also it's friendly in the fact is that you're not hunting golf balls all the time.
You're saying not hunting golf balls, and I'm watching this guy right out there by the lake with his ball retriever hunting for golf balls in the in the pond there.
Well, we want to give them the full golfing experience. We want them to have the water hazards. We want them to have bunkers and everything. I mean, it wouldn't be golf without hazards.
You have to make it a challenge for them, right?
Yeah. But we want them to be able to finish and not have to send out a search party for them, too.
Sure.
Well, there's a great deal of wildlife here. We're looking right now at Canada geese, which this time of the year we get quite a few. And they like it here, and some of them stick around here all year. Other golf courses have been plagued by it huge amounts, and they've had to try ways of getting rid of them. Wow. But we kind of relish the fact that they're here. They're beautiful animals. This is, of course, a display of old golf balls going back to the 1899 Bramble, and these are facsimiles, and but they look just like the original golf balls.
I have to tell you what I really appreciate about this is you almost force people to take a look back into history.
Yeah.
Because it's right in front of all the condiment section over here.
Yeah. I tried to set this up to kind of resemble a golfer's den, you know, and kind of the history of golf in San Bernardino. I have a display there showing how Arrowhead Country Club looked in 1949, and that's about a year after I started playing golf. And then the rest of it, you see along the edge, is kind of a history of San Bernardino. There's 3rd and E Street in 1910.
This picture's up top right there?
Yes, uh-huh.
Wow. Wow, a wealth of history right here in San Bernardino, the San Bernardino Golf Club. If you want more information, go to inlandempireexplorer.com. But Tom, this has been an absolute pleasure. I thank you so much. The only thing left to do is forget golf, let's eat.
Okay.